All right, so one of the things that I love about being a presentations coach, as opposed to just doing public speaking coaching, is that I get to literally every day help people learn how to present themselves and their businesses to others in a way that literally helps them land new business. And I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that a lot of you, like myself, are constantly meeting people who could potentially be clients or customers. So it's really important that we're able to present ourselves and our business in a way that doesn't just inform people, but in a way that actually engages them, right? If you see me looking around here, it's because I want to make sure I don't miss people jumping in. So, all right, so when I coach individuals who are looking to attract new clients or customers, we'll often spend a really good amount of time working to, let's say, conceive and develop several iterations of an elevator pitch, which, as you probably know, is really nothing other than the way in which you present your business offerings to someone, anybody. Really simple as that. Don't make it complicated. Now, there's a lot that goes into crafting a really solid elevator pitch that works, and we obviously don't have the time to just dive headlong into all that entails here and now. But because these elevator pitches are so critically important, I wanted to provide you guys with one specific tool that you can use when you are, say, developing your own. All right, sound good? All right, so here we go. So way back, gosh, the beginning of my career in presentations coaching, I would meet someone at, say, a party or a networking event, and when they asked me what I did for a living, I would typically say, oh, I'm a presentations coach. I teach people how to give presentations for a living, right? And at that point, they usually respond with something like, oh, cool, or, oh, that's a neat job. And like, that'd be the end of it, end of conversation. And at the time, I thought that was an elevator pitch, that what I was doing was exactly that. I was telling somebody what I did for a living, and I figured if they had an interest in hiring someone like me, that was enough, right? I was really, really wrong. Now, like I said, there are several factors that go into crafting a really strong and effective elevator pitch. And if you and I end up working together, we will dive headlong into all of them. For now, though, one of the things you'll want to be thinking about when you are coming up with your own pitch is this. Number one, what is it about my product or your product or service that is special and unique within your industry, right? What is it about your product or service that is special or unique within your industry? And the second question you want to ask is, what problem is your specific product or service solving? What problem is your specific product or service solving? Now, this may sound either too simple or really complex. Let me give you an example. So for years, companies would hire me, Matt Moran, to come in and do a one-off presentations course for their executives and team members. And it would usually be like a day-long class, right? And when I was finished, either I wouldn't go back again because they thought, mission accomplished, or I would go back, like, say, a year later and do kind of a refresher course. What I realized when I would go back is that most of the people who took my class the first time, they barely remembered anything we had talked about in class. They'd been initially super excited about what they'd learned in the class, and they were all pumped up to like go out and use it in real life. Then, life got busy and they gradually just reverted back to their old ways, like we humans do. I'm sure you can't relate to that at all, right? So after witnessing this particular phenomenon happen over and over and over again, I realized that these companies were basically throwing really good money in the trash can by having me facilitate trainings in this way. And so I decided to, number one, do a bunch of research to find out how people best learn and retain information for the long haul. And then two, to create a presentations program that actually transformed people into amazing speakers and presenters for life. In other words, that was what would make my program unique, and that it would be providing a solution to a really common training problem, a problem that a lot of people, especially in corporate America, could feel. So once I have landed on exactly what makes my product or service unique, when I've determined the problem that it solves, I can then just really simply insert that into my elevator pitch in a way that makes my product or service just stand out in a really unique way. How do I do it? Well, I do it with a question, which is a little bit different than what you may have heard before. So, for example, now when people ask me what I do for a living, I do not say, I'm a presentations coach. I teach people how to give presentations for a living, right? Boring. I sound like a Muppet. That's not what I want to be. Instead, I will start with a question and I will ask them, so have you ever taken like a course or a class to learn maybe a new skill, and a year later you realized you were barely using anything you learned in the course? And most people can relate to that in some form or fashion. So they'll usually say something like, oh yeah, for sure, I've absolutely been there. And then I will continue with, well, as a presentations coach, I created a web-based program that transforms really just so-so speakers into powerhouse presenters in a way that stays with them their entire life. Make sense? You hear the difference? Let me tell you what's interesting. It's really rare that when I say this to someone that they don't respond with something like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. My company spends a ton of money on trainings that literally don't go anywhere. We need something like that. And then they'll literally ask to hear more information. They'll ask for my card. They will ask for my website, and it just goes from there. If you can find a way to take what you do and make it jump out at people in a way that is new and different, or better yet, in a way that speaks directly to a challenge or problem that most people face, you are much more likely to truly engage their interest. So, quick recap. When constructing your own elevator pitch, first determine what exactly it is that makes your product or service special or unique. And then second, determine what problem it solves. And then craft a question that puts the listener in the center of this problem, follow it up with your solution, which essentially is nothing other than your specific product or service. Make sense? It's really as easy as that. Now here's the thing. Every time you meet someone who could potentially be a client or customer, you want to be able to speak about your product or your service in a way that doesn't just tell them what you do, but tells it to them in a way that kind of flips like a light bulb switch in their brain that makes them go, oh, that's cool because I have experienced that problem and I have yet to find a solution. Tell me more. Literally tell me more. That's what you're going for with these elevator pitches. Make sense? Awesome. Now, for those of you who do not know me personally, my name is Matt Moran. My absolute passion is literally coming alongside professionals from all industry types to help them present themselves and their messages to others in a way that just gets them the results they're looking for, and those results run the gamut. I work with companies like Dell, Capital One, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, even NASA, literally rocket scientists, if you can believe it. And if you are sitting here listening to this and thinking, you know, my company would benefit from this, or I personally would like to transform the way I present, go ahead and click the link in the comments section below, book time on my calendar, and let's chat. It's literally as easy as that. I will tell you, I hate being sold to personally, so I can guarantee you it will just be a conversation. If it sounds like something that's up your alley, awesome. If it doesn't, I'll maybe give you advice for going elsewhere, or we'll just hang up. It'll be as easy as that. All right, so book a time. Let's talk. In the meantime, good luck working on these skills, and we'll see you guys soon.